Just the same old grouping.
Ms. Stroud, if we can admit everybody else in the waiting room, please.
Sure, I was just trying to make sure I got the lab going again. I got you.
Okay. Okay. Ms. Tolles, are you ready, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And Ms. Abden?
I'm ready, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. This is State versus Joel Pedressa, accused of DUI, driving under the influence of alcohol, failure to maintain lane, possession of an open alcohol container, and driving without a valid license. Ms. Tolles?
Este es el caso de Joel Pedraza. Se le imputa los delitos de manejar tomado, manejar bajo los efectos de alcohol, no mantenerse en el carril de tránsito o cambiarse de carril inapropiadamente, tenencia de un envase abierto de una bebida alcohólica y manejar sin una licencia válida.
His case number is 23 CR 5387A.
El número de caso de él es el 23 CR 5387A.
Mr. Pedressa, you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say about the facts of the case, your statements can and will be used against you.
Señor Pedraza, tiene usted el derecho a permanecer callado. Cualquier cosa que diga sobre el caso o los hechos del caso se puede tomar en su contra.
You have a right to an attorney, and representing you is Ms. Rachel Abden.
Usted tiene derecho a un abogado y ahora representándole es la licenciada Rachel Abden.
Ms. Hardy, are there any priors with regards to Mr. Pedressa?
Licenciada Hardy, ¿hay antecedentes penales con el señor Pedraza?
This defendant has 4 arrest cycles in Georgia.
Este acusado tiene 4 ciclos de arresto aquí en Georgia.
The last arrest was August 27, 2023 for DUI out of Roswell.
La última vez que fue arrestado fue el 27 de agosto 2023 por manejar bajo el efecto de alcohol en la ciudad de Roswell.
There's 1 FTA and nothing further to report.
Hay una instancia de incomparecencia para una cita judicial y no hay nada más que reportar aparte de eso.
And what was the date of the Roswell arrest?
¿Y la fecha del arresto en Roswell?
August 27, 2023.
27 de agosto 2023.
Which is this case.
That's correct.
El cual sería este mismo caso, correcto.
All right. Mr. Pellin, what's the bond recommendation?
Muy bien, licenciado Pelón, y la recomendación de la fianza.
Your Honor, the state's bond recommendation is a $6,000 signature bond through pretrial services.
Su señoría, la recomendación de la fianza es una fianza de $6,000 bajo palabra a través de los servicios previos al juicio.
That's $1,500 per count.
Sería $1,500 para cada cargo.
The state is also requesting no driving without a valid license.
También el Estado está pidiendo que no maneje más sin conseguir una licencia válida.
And no alcohol, drugs, or weapons while out on bond.
Y nada de consumo de alcohol y droga, ni tenencia de armas mientras está en libertad bajo fianza.
Ms. Pellin, I don't grant signature bonds on DUI unless there are some extraordinary circumstances. Is there a particularly extraordinary circumstance, like he wasn't at the driving wheel?
Licenciado Pelón, normalmente no concedo una fianza bajo palabra para casos de manejar bajo el efecto de alcohol, a no ser que exista alguna circunstancia extraordinaria. ¿Hay alguna circunstancia así, como por ejemplo, él no estuviera al volante?
Your Honor, I understand the state's recommendation is due to a timing issue of the hearing.
Yo entiendo su señoría, pero la recomendación del Estado se debe a un asunto de tiempo.
All right, understood. The
Yeah,
bond is going to be-
Your
bond-
Honor,
Yeah.
Sorry, so I just wanted to interject. Is this a Riverside issue is what I'm assuming, considering he was arrested on the 27th and he's appearing today? Mr. Pence?
Si puedo interponerme, cuando dice un asunto de tiempo, es un asunto de tiempo basado en el caso anterior de Riverside, como fue detenido el 27 de agosto y apenas hoy tiene su audiencia.
That's correct.
Correcto.
Thank you.
Any
Gracias.
objections to the bond, Ms. Appin?
Your
¿Alguna
Honor,
objeción a la fianza, licenciada Abdon?
Your Honor, I would just ask that this would be through the jail. He doesn't have any violent offenses. I understand Your Honor is not inclined to typically grant signature bonds, but he was, this is a Riverside issue and we really would ask for a less restrictive bond.
Su señoría, solamente estamos pidiendo que la fianza se tramite a través de la fianza. Él no tiene antecedentes de delitos violentos y yo sé que tal vez usted se opone a que tenga una fianza libre bajo palabra, pero como el asunto de Riverside afecta aquí, estamos pidiendo que tenga su fianza de esa manera.
And also, Your Honor, I would also just say that, he would agree to not drive or restrictions of some kind that Mr. Pellon had suggested. So we would agree to that. And if Your Honor would be inclined to provide him with a less.
Y solamente quisiera agregar que él sí está de acuerdo de no volver a manejar y aceptar las restricciones que le quieren poner el licenciado Pelón. Las restricciones que él sugirió. Estamos de acuerdo.
Please note on the bond order, Ms. Bridgewater, this is a Riverside issue.
Por favor, que conste en la orden de fianza que las condiciones de fianza se basan en el caso anterior de Riverside.
The bond
Will
is
do.
$1,500 on each count, signature bond through the jail.
Será una fianza de $1,500 para cada cargo, una fianza bajo palabra a través de la cárcel.
As it is the Riverside, the court is not authorized to impose any restrictions.
Como el caso está sujeto a las disposiciones del caso anterior de Riverside, en calidad de juez no le voy a imponer restricciones.
However, if Mr. Pedraza does get arrested again, say, for example, driving without a valid license,
Sin embargo, si el señor Pedraza es arrestado nuevamente, a no ser que sea por ejemplo, manejar sin licencia válida,
this can risk his signature bond being converted to a surety bond or a cash bond.
puede poner su fianza en peligro para que en lugar de que sea una fianza bajo palabra, será una fianza de caución.
So it's highly advisable that he does not operate any vehicle unless he's got a valid driver's license, insurance, and registration.
Así que le exhorto que no esté manejando ningún vehículo a no ser que tenga licencia válida, registro válido y seguro de auto.
That concludes this case. Thank you.
El caso queda concluido. Gracias.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Tolles. I think that was the last case, so we appreciate your time. Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. Everyone have a great day.
You too. Thank you. Courtroom 1, we're concluded. And we are going to address Mr. Jones, in which Mr. Derek Howard has indicated that his presence has been waived or.
Yes, Judge, we submitted a waiver.
And you did? Okay. All right, Mr. Ivan Jones is accused of criminal trespass causing damage to property from September 4th, 2023. The case has been formally accused to 23 CR 5366C. Mr. Jones is represented by Mr. Derek Howard. Any priors on Mr. Jones, Ms. Hardy?
Mr. Jones has 8 arrest cycles in Georgia. The last arrest was August the 22nd, 2023. Criminal damage to property, possession of marijuana less than an ounce. He was being supervised by pretrial on that. The case number is 23 CP 221234 and will be surrendering that bond. There's also two other open cases, 21 CR 000-959C and 21 CR 004692C. Nothing further to report.
And the felony case was 221234.
23 CP 221234. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. All right, Mr. Pellin, what is your bond recommendation for Mr. Jones?
Your Honor, there's a preset surety bond of $1,500 on this offense. We're asking that you keep that. We're also asking that you order a stay away from the incident location and no further contact with Mr. Sanchez Maddox, and no alcohol, drugs, or weapons.
All right. Mr. Howard? I'm sorry, Mr. Howard, could you unmute the screen, please? It needs to be unmuted.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes.
Okay, Judge, we will be fine with that. Mr. Jones has the felony offense with no bond, damage to property case as well. So the amount that was alleged to have been damaged was a little bit more than 5, which is why that was charged as a felony. It's my understanding that the bond was surrendered on that. So at this point, Judge, we're asking that this case be moved to our competency calendar. I'm familiar with Mr. Jones as well as his family, his sisters on the line, his brothers on the line. I've spoken with them in the past regarding, when Mr. Jones was in previously. And Judge, he does have suitable housing at this point. He lives at Imperial, I think it's the Commons at Imperial, which is not far from here. He also is connected with Tim Park Place for his mental health services. So the situation is, it appears that at this time, even though it's not currently complying with medications, which may have contributed to his recent arrest. And so obviously at this point, we're wanting to put him in a position where we can get him on some medication. And I saw him a little while ago. I did go up and they were able to take me to a cell door. I was able to talk with him. And I told him the importance of taking the medications that he's prescribed here at the jail. And so he said he would do that. So we're hopeful that that will continue. But we'll need to request an eval and things as it relates to this case, because I believe the last eval may have been more than a year ago, Judge. I don't know if you can see that, but I think the last eval we had done was probably
A while back, it's
Yeah.
21 or 22.
Okay. So yeah, we'll probably need to do another one for this particular case. But in the meantime, we'll try to work on medication compliance and things of that nature, because unfortunately the felony case is gonna hold them at this point, regardless of what we do.
Okay, Mr. Pelham, you said it was $1,500, it's $1,000 surety bond. Is that the amount that you are agreed to?
Yeah, that's fine, Judge.
Will you repeat that, Your Honor?
This is criminal trespass causing damage to property from September 4.
Correct. My confusion with the amounts. Our screen shows that there was a $1,500 surety bond preset, and our request was that you keep that.
And Judge, you're saying you're showing us $1,000. Let me pull it up.
I've been staring at the screen since this morning, so.
Again, I trust you, Your Honor.
So yeah, whatever is preset at as Judge is fine for now. We're just we can address it.
And Your Honor, yeah, the state's not going to quibble about that. If he surrendered bond in his other case, I don't think it's going to make an effectual difference.
Yeah. Oh, Judge, I think it was, that's correct. I think it is 1,000.
It's 1,000. I'm looking at it.
$1,000 surety bond on the criminal trespass causing damage to property, no contact with, what was that name? Sarah Maddox?
Sanchez, Your Honor.
Sanchez Maddox. And next court date is going to be, Mr. Howard, which Thursday would you like it at 11 a.m.?
The next available competency calendar, I guess maybe not, it wouldn't be probably on the one coming up, the one after that.
Will be September 28th at 11 a.m.
And can we
Is
do
it correct?
21?
No, September 21st, excuse me.
Not 21.
September 21 at 11 a.m.
Yes.
Your Honor, did you grant the stay away?
I said no contact with Sanchez Maddox. Was there a stay away request as well?
We did also request a stay away. The address is 547 Joseph E. Lowry Boulevard.
Any objection, Mr. Howard?
No, Judge,
All right, stay away from 547 Joseph E. Lowry Boulevard in Atlanta, Georgia. All right, I believe that concludes the calendar. I don't know if courtroom 2 is going to be used for another proceeding, but I can go over the calendar with the attorneys.
Excuse me, Your Honor, what was the outcome on position number 3? I know you're about to go over the calendar. Did I miss something? I show a waiver for her.
Right, yeah,
Rebecca Eads, have we addressed that?
No.
Your Honor.
Okay. Who is the attorneys for, the folks who are involved in Ivan Jones' case, y'all are free to go because we've already concluded that case. All right. Miss Eads' case is 23 CR 005377C. And she's accused of battery, family violence from September 6, 2023. Her presence has been waived by counsel, and that would be Ms. Rachel Abden. And Ms. Hardy, any priors on Ms. Eads?
This is a first arrest for this defendant.
All right. And what's the state recommending?
State's recommendation is a $5,000 signature bond through pretrial services, 1-day anger awareness, no further contact with Matthew Eads, and a stay away from 5790 Riverside Drive, Sandy Springs.
Ms. Abden, is that what your clients, is that what you have any issue with that signature bond?
Is that through the jail?
No, through pretrial.
Your Honor, I would ask that that would be through the jail for a less restrictive condition. This is her first arrest. She is recommended for unsecured judicial release. It's my understanding that she actually left the home, the incident location, and she's living with friends right now because her husband, the complaining witness, has made her feel unsafe. So she's already staying somewhere else. It is also my understanding that, you know, she was not the first aggressor in this situation. I would ask, she does have a 17-year-old daughter. She asked me to request a third party to assist with communication if there is no further contact. She would not object to no further contact. I actually spoke with her. She said that that would be a good idea given the circumstances, and also a one-time law enforcement officer escort in case she has some other things at the home that she needs to get in the interim.
Is that the daughter that she shares with Matthew Eads?
Yes, and
And
she
how
lives
old-
at that home.
And how old is the daughter?
She's 17.
Okay. Mr. Pellin, any response?
There was a lot there, Your Honor. My first response was that the officer on scene determined that the victim had wounds, the defendant had none. So I would rebut the assertion that she was not the first aggressor. It appears that she was the only aggressor. I would not object to a one-time police escort. And if there's something else I need to respond to, I missed it.
Well, all I would say to that is just because one person has visible injuries versus another doesn't really show one is the first aggressor or not.
Was Mr. Eads arrested?
No, Your Honor. And it doesn't speak to first moves, but it does speak to severity of force.
Okay. I agree, Ms. Abden, just the presence of injuries alone, but we do have a warrant that was probable cause to find that Miss Rebecca Eads was the initial aggressor. And like you said, it's just probable cause. But at the present time, the bond is going to be set at $5,000 signature bond for pretrial services. She is to report to pretrial once a month, excuse me, and she is to attend and complete the 1-day anger awareness program. No further contact with Matthew Eads. I will allow for third-party transfer of the 17-year-old. Unless she's driving, then if she wants to see mom, I'm sure she could. But she's also to stay away from 5790 Riverside Drive. She's allowed a one-time visit with a police officer to retrieve her personal belongings. That visit cannot exceed 2 hours unless the alleged victim allows her to take a longer time to retrieve her items. Her next court date will be sent to her current address. So she has 30 days from today to update us with her new mailing address. No illegal drugs, no alcohol, no weapons and firearms.
Thank
Thank
you, Your
you.
Honor. I do have her address, if you'd like me to provide it where she's currently staying, or I don't know if that's something that she needs to do on her own.
She can do that on her own, or you can chat that to, email that to Mr. Michael Jordan and he will.
Will
be
do.
able to do it. Okay,
Thank you, Your Honor.
all right, to any other cases? No, we're good, okay. Position number 1, Malik Arnold is a $1,500 surety, reset date September 21st. Position 2 is a $3,500 surety, reset date September 21st. Position 3 is a $5,000 signature bond through pretrial, further notice. Position 4. Okay, position 4, Kenneth Harris is a $5,000 signature bond.
Judge, can I stop you one moment, please?
Yeah.
Going back to Rebecca Eads.
Yeah,
Are we sending this to the MHC calendar on the 21st? I know we gave her signature on bond. Did you all want it to go? No. I'm sorry. I got it wrong. Please forgive me. I'm sorry.
okay.
Okay.
So going back to position 4 is a $5,000 signature bond through pretrial. Position 5, Ivan Jones is a $1,500 surety bond, reset date September 21st.
Now I show $1,000. This is the one I had a question
Oh,
about.
yeah, that was it. It was $1,000, but I didn't correct my notes. Okay.
Okay.
$1,000 surety bond, reset date September 21st at 11 a.m.
Gotcha.
Thank you. Pedraza is a $6,000 signature bond through the jail. That is a Riverside matter. Position 7, Tucker is a $6,000 surety. Reset date September 21st. Position number 8, Vasquez is a $6,000 surety bond. Reset date September 21st. Position 9 is a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial. Excuse me. Position 10, Wilburn is a $3,500 surety bond, reset September 21st. 11, Williams is a $5,000 signature bond through pretrial. 12, Jared Williams is a $5,000 signature bond through pretrial. And position 13, Wyatt is a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial.
What I have.
All right. Mr. Pellin, Ms. Kim, Ms. Abden, are those all correct?
Yes,
I
Your
believe
Honor.
that's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. With all due respect, y'all have a great time, but I'm skedaddling away from this laptop for a solid 10 minutes.
When you do that, Judge.
I'm-
I have to, my eyes, I mean, I can
Oh,
only
it's
see
the
blue light
worst.
right now.
He's like, nee.
I know.
Judge, I did send the orders from this morning's conference calendar, so if Your Honor wants you, before you leave, if you would sign those.
I will, as I saw the email from April and I'm going to get to those.
All right,
Okay?
thank you, Judge.
Thank you. All right, everyone, enjoy